let me just come on this Manosphere thing, okay? This Manosphere thing, yeah? Now, I haven't seen the documentary with Louie, Theroux. I haven't seen that. But this was going to be more of a surmising video before I touch on, maybe a part 2 on this, where I'm going to go into a bit more, yeah? But let me say this, yeah? Look at some of the comments under one of the videos, yeah? And a very interesting comment, yeah, came up, yeah? Someone's talking about, a woman saying, you know what, she's trying to talk against the Manosphere, but come off with something like this. She's saying, no. What we women want is men that are stoic, men with backbone, men that are masculine, men just, mature men with sense, blah, 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 blah. These are boys, blah, 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 yeah? I thought to myself, hold on. But everything you just described is everything the Manosphere teaches and appears to be. Make it make sense. Okay? Stoicism, yeah? Okay, now, people that know me well will tell you I was talking about Aurelius 30 years ago, yeah? So you can do that for your homework, yeah? Right? And I was I was on those things. Backbone, all that kind of stuff there, I was doing that years ago, okay? Nothing new. But the whole part I'm making is, yeah? That's just it. Stoic men that mature, men that talk sense, Because ultimately, yeah? All this Manosphere thing really comes down to, yeah? And let's go back to another comment, yeah? Someone says no, someone's saying, this kind of stuff's against personal development, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. This stuff is personal development. It is how you should be in this modern life. It is how it works in 2026. Think about it, yeah? Stoicism, backbone, not being emotional, having control, controlling your impulses, having sense, making the right decision, being a mature man, going in the gym, eating right, being healthy, being for the family, yeah? Andrew Tate says it. Stocky says it. What did Stocky say to Piers Morgan? Well, what I want is my mum to be retired. Does he not say that? He wants to live healthily and live good. Does he not say that? Does he not say that he wants children to be, a good son to reproduce and have, okay, he said, his ideal is to have a gay son and blah, blah, blah. Okay, add that in the mix as well then. You can have a gay son if you've got other sons that can reproduce, cool, And this is it, But society's coming with something else, saying, you're wrong to think that. So if he's wrong for being what he is, then who's right for being what they are? Because, you know what, from where I'm sitting, yeah, any logical woman that looks in on this, yeah, sees the Piers Morgans on one side, the Louie Theroux's on the other, and all these other commentators and all these other people chiming in, and then sees someone like Andrew Tate or Stocky. I'm not saying, see, people automatically now jump in and think, oh, you're on their side. No, I'm seeing it from a neutral point of view. Any woman looking in on that and then hearing what these guys are saying, she'll naturally gravitate towards the Tates, the Stockies, and guys like that. Guys are a bit more realistic and credible with what they're saying. Yes, TikToky does come off a certain way, but I'm talking about what he's saying in regards to that interview and how it comes off there, okay? I'm talking about, where I can see, what applies in the modern world today. Because all these guys talking about, saying what they're saying, that can't fly in the modern world. And even there's a Manosphere critique by Matthew Wright, who I do rate, yeah. And he's talking about the Manosphere on this occasion, and I just said it, I do rate him, but he's coming off wrong. And it's like he's punch drunk. He's saying, well, all this stuff I'm hearing now isn't how it was when I was around. Of course not, because it's a different age. It's a different world entirely. It's not, it can't fly. It's like putting bricks on a plane. It can't fly. So the whole point I'm making is, it's like Matthew Wright saying, the Manosphere, and he's trying to critique it, but this is the problem, yeah? When you're critiquing it, you're saying what the average man believes to get him on side. Because you're saying, the Manosphere, all these guys in the Manosphere, it's toxic masculinity, How is it toxic to have family values? How is it toxic to have your son to want to reproduce and have a good girlfriend and go to university and go to college and do good things? How is it toxic to retire your mum if he's been grafting and slaving away all her life? Explain that to me. I'm lost. I'm confused. Explain. I don't know what to say. Talk to me. No. You know what? Let me put the mic down. You speak. Because I've had this talk with people and they're perplexed, they're befuddled. It seems the average man or the societal man is lost. You know? So just the other day I'm speaking to guys who are supposedly against conspiracy theory or stuff, which makes sense. But conspiracy realism, they're lost. I'm saying, you know, I said, you know, you're one of my people. You're someone who I respect. You know, I know you're anti-conspiracy theory. You think it's all getting in the way of what the government want to do, blah, blah, blah. It goes true. Okay, what's your view on Epstein then? All this Epstein stuff coming out. And it's like there's a mental block. You know, it's cognitive dissonance at its finest. They can't say that. It's like trying to drive a car in first gear and in second gear at the same time. Trying to pull away with the handbrake on. Car's rocking. And it's like they're lost. And this is the real crisis of masculinity. It's not the, like Waller, for example. Not people like him. Is it Steve Waller? I always get his name wrong. The guy, you know, the white guy with the stubble and the suit. Yeah? You know, is it... are these guys wrong? That's what I'm saying. You know, these guys are the ones that supposedly start talking the most sense. The ones that lead in the light, you know, in this day and age. It seems the average man's got a crisis of masculinity, but yet the Andrew Tates, the Toy Stockies, and in many cases, these other, I'm not saying he's Andrew Tate then, Andrew Tate's someone like that, when he's on song, are the only guys that pull him through. Hence why they've got appeal. And then people trying to say, oh, the toxic masculinity, there's a crisis of masculinity because of what Andrew Tate is saying. But no one as yet has cleanly debunked what he's saying. No one. It is what it is. Okay then. You know how it goes. Facts, no idea. Later.